Hey friends, welcome.
Hey everybody.
Welcome to Cooking with Mo and Deb. We are making some sliders tonight. Our family loves sliders and we make them quite often. Mo is starting off with we're making sliders two ways, so I've got two sliders to show you today. Our first one is like a Krystal / White Castle hamburger. We have Krystal in our area. Some of you may have White Castle in your area. So we're going to show you how to make a slider / hamburger from there.
So I'm chopping up the onions super fine because you don't want any big chunks of onion.
And while she's chopping up onions, I am getting the meat ready. So I've got 2 pounds of ground beef. And I got 80/20 beef. It's okay for it to be a little greasy in your pan because, you know, that helps the onions. That seasons up the onions, and that's part of what makes them so good.
Yep, that's true.
I'm adding some pepper, and it's just pepper and salt to taste. I don't have an exact measurement, just to taste. Pepper and salt. And then I'm adding 1/4 cup of water. And I'm just gonna take my hands and get them into this meat and mix it all up. So when you get your cup of onions, spread them out on this pan.
Okay.
This is an 11 by 17 pan. It has kind of shallow sides, but it's plenty big enough.
You're making me cry, Debbie.
They'll do that. Let's scoot over a little bit. I don't want to cry.
I don't want to cry.
So what we're going to do is cook the meat in the oven at 375. Our oven is already heated up. We're going to put it in this pan. I'm going to mash it down so that it's thin on this pan. We want, remember your Krystal or your Black Castle has some very thin meat. So we're going to spread it out on this pan and make it really thin.
Do we need to spray this pan?
Don't need to do a thing to this one, no.
Okay. This is a stoneware pan that we're using, y'all.
And any pan is going to be fine because your meat is going to have some
oh, that's right.
oil, some grease in it, so that will help season your pan fine.
Debbie, you're so smart.
My eyes are filling these onions.
I know it. That is not a Vidalia.
No, I'm about to cry. Y'all are going to see me cry. It's not going to be pretty.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so next, that's good. I'm going to bring my 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm going to kind of drop a little bit here and there so that I can mash it all together. I picked up a really, can you see me? My eyes are watering. I don't know if I'll make it here. Just spread your meat out like this, and then we're going to put it into the oven. We're going to get it as far as possible, close to the edge. You might have never seen me with black eyes. Look, I have a tear running down.
I know it. It's strong onion.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this and just get it spread out all over the pan. And we're going to put it in the oven, and it's going to cook for, I'm not for sure how long. I'll have to tell you when we come back to tell you how long it took. But until it all browns through. And we keep on mashing it. If you had a piece of parchment paper to put on top of this, you might do that with a little bit less messiness on your hands.
Y'all look at Debbie's tears.
It's back. This is going in the oven. We'll be back in a few minutes.
We're going to dry our tears and we'll be right back.
So we have our slider meat, the hamburger meat, is in the oven cooking. So while it's cooking, you can get your bread ready. So I got these. They look a lot like Krystal buns, right?
Yep, they do.
Now you can use those King's Hawaiian bread. That's really good, but I don't like those for this slider because they're kind of sweet.
Oh, okay.
And so I've got a different kind for our sliders. So what you want to do is cut them all in half.
Okay.
And just take out your bread knife. Hold on.
Oh, you're going to, okay.
Yeah. Wait, I want to show you a little quicker way.
Okay.
Put them all back together. Take your bread knife and just slide through them all at once.
Oh, without sliding through your finger.
Without sliding through your fingers. Got to cut through the middle of it. And that's all you got to do to get through them. Then we're going to put the bottom half on the bottom. I didn't get through all of this.
Okay.
This 6. Let me get this right quick. But if you got a good bread knife, it'll slide right through and it won't wrinkle up your bread.
Right.
You know.
Good sharp bread knife.
So put your bottom halves in your pan. And so Krystals have a pickle and mustard. That's it.
Okay.
So we're going to put some mustard on each one and a pickle on each one. Now, if you wanted other stuff like cheese, we've got some cheese. We're going to add some cheese to a few. Or if you want bacon, bacon's really good on Krystals. You can cook some bacon ahead of time and just put a little piece on each one.
Yummy.
We're going to add our pickles, and I just got your regular hamburger dill pickles. Get a fork.
And you know, Krystal, their signature is their mustard on their burgers.
But I think when they put too much mustard, I don't really like them when they got too much. And I put one pickle.
That's what I was going to tell you. I don't like too much mustard, and I don't like more than one pickle.
I don't either one. It's hay fever season around here, isn't it?
Yes.
So
I'm coughing and sneezing.
Now, if you want to, I got something on your stove. If you want to, I like to make these for parties, birthday parties,
a great
get-togethers, the holidays.
And you know what? Kiddos would love these. This would be great.
This recipe will make more than 12. I've got one package. I only got one package, but this recipe will make 2 packages.
Oh, wow.
So you can cut these up and make a good number of sliders. And you know what? If you're making one kind of sliders, you need more than 12.
Yes.
Count on at least 2 a person, maybe 3.
You're right.
So we're going to put this aside just for a few minutes. We can go ahead and let's put a couple of pieces of cheese on them. And then we're still waiting on our meat to finish. It takes about 15 minutes for that ground beef to finish cooking.
At 375.
Yeah. So when that comes out, we're going to cut it and we're going to put it on here. And then I'm going to cover them because I like for the buns to get kind of soft. And so we'll cover them up. And then in just a few minutes after that, they'll be ready to eat. So we'll be back.
Be right back.
Shortly. We got our Krystals out. Well, we got the meat out. We're fixing to make our Krystals. So, I'm going to cut the meat that we've already cooked in small squares. It did shrink up. We expected that.
We drained it.
We drained off the grease that was on it. It still has a lot of the onion all around, which the onion is what's so good in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the grease makes the onion taste really, really good.
Well, yeah, it kind of cooks in the grease.
Exactly. So I may have some odd little pieces here, but we'll put them on the bread and we'll make it work. So just cut them. You can use your pizza cutter or we're using a knife, whatever you have to cut them down to size. And we're just going to put them on our bread that we've already prepared. And then we're going to cover them for a few minutes so that they can get soft. You know how they'll be soft around the edges?
So I'm just going to put them on there, right?
Yep. We've got our top bun ready. And I will put the top bun on as you layer them.
Now wait until I put some onion on there.
Okay.
I figured we would scoop the onion on afterwards.
I wouldn't leave a drop of onion.
No.
We could have even added some more onion when we chopped it up.
That was one kind of a medium onion.
Oops. But it came up to a cup, which is what the recipe said. So. Yeah. Now, when I get Krystals and I get home, I add ketchup to mine.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. So that's a good addition if you want to. And
yeah,
like
that'd
I said,
be good.
If you had bacon, this is the time to add your bacon. Yeah, I definitely could have used some more onion. But some of it's cooked up in the meat because it was laying on the whole bed of onion. So I think you're going to get an onion flavor anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I believe that's all you can squeeze on there,
That little extra just going to make it even better. There we go.
Okay. So there is the meat and the onions.
And we're just going to top our, with the top bun.
Sliders.
And we're going to cover them with some foil. And let the buns get soft.
And steamy.
And steamy. And then we're going to come back in and we're going to do a taste test.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
We'll be back.
Slider number 2.
These are on King's Hawaiian Rolls. I love this bread.
I love that bread too.
I could eat this
They're
whole
awesome.
package if
Yeah.
I would let myself.
Me too.
I won't
Me
let
too, girl.
myself, but I could do it.
Me too.
So we're going to do the same thing
So
with
these
these.
are like the traditional sliders, right?
These are ham and
the
cheese
kind
sliders.
like you get at church dinners.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
parties when people bring them, and I've never made them, but I'm so glad
We
you
have them all the time. We have them at parties, get-togethers, holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, just because we
Can't
want
wait.
them. So
These are ham and cheese
These
sliders.
are ham and cheese sliders. So take your bread knife like I did before
Okay.
and cut them in half.
Here, Dave, I'm going to zoom in on you there.
Hold your hand on top. Don't let your fingers go down there where the knife is, and just cut all the way through all of them.
And if y'all need a knife tutorial, Deb put one on our YouTube page.
It shows you all about different types of knives.
And ways to use your knife.
Yes. And I learned that from something that I went to. I didn't know a lot of it.
You went to a class, didn't you?
Went to a class. It was at a conference and sat in on it. So they're all cut in half now.
Okay.
So we're going to take the tops off and set those aside. I'm just going to set them here in front of me.
Okay.
Set the tops here. And then
Okay.
the bottoms are going to go in your pan.
Okay.
You need one with kind of higher sides.
And we're not going to cut these apart.
Not going to cut them apart until the end.
Okay.
So, now Mo is going to...
I'm in charge of the mayonnaise. Are you surprised?
She's going to put mayonnaise on these.
Okay.
People love these, and I know most of y'all like mayonnaise, so that's what goes on these. If I were making them just for me, I'd swap out the mayonnaise and put some mustard on them, but that's just me.
All right, let me get a knife.
Do y'all clean as you go? I want to clean everything up as I go.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so what makes these so wonderful, there's a couple of things. I'm sure it's the mayonnaise, and yeah. There's a lot of mayonnaise
It's
on
definitely
there.
the mayonnaise.
So, this has ham and Swiss cheese. I'm sure you could swap out the cheese if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Cheddar cheese, any other kind of cheese, but we're going with Swiss today.
Okay, Deb, I don't know why I'm asking you this, but is that enough mayonnaise?
That's way too much if you're asking me. It's plenty.
Okay.
So put a lot of ham on this. Just put it, just stack it up.
So ham's next.
Ham's next. Put in your ham and just stack it up on there. And don't be afraid to add it because it needs a good amount of ham.
That's right. You got to be able to taste it.
Okay. Now, I have already melted some butter. Your recipe is going to make 2 packages of King's Hawaiian Rolls, so 24 sliders. But we're halving that today while we're making it. We don't have enough people to feed for 24 sliders, so
No.
we're just doing half.
Although
So
we could probably eat 24
no, we won't let ourselves.
No, we won't.
So I've already melted butter in my pan. I melted only half of the recipe. Your recipe will have the whole thing. So I melted half a stick. Into the butter, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Oh, it's not open yet.
Okay, I'm going to show y'all this.
Yeah.
Debbie told me just to layer it on there and not worry about keeping it on each little bun.
That's right. Just
So
put
that's
it
what
on
we
there.
did.
We're going to take a pizza cutter and we'll cut them all up whenever they're finished.
I knew you had a purpose.
I got my thinking cap on. So add your cheese now to it.
Cheese.
Your Swiss cheese.
I love Swiss cheese.
Into the butter, I've got a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Okay. And then I'm going to add...
Is that Grey Poupon?
This one is not. This is great value.
Y'all remember that commercial?
I do remember that one.
The limo drives up to, and someone rolls down the window and says, "Do you have any Grey Poupon?" I love that. Is that enough cheese?
No, not enough cheese. You can never have too much cheese. Put them in between. Cover them with cheese.
Okay, I'm covering them.
Again, the same thing. Don't be. Just put in a lot of cheese on there. It makes it much better. Everything bagel seasoning is going into the top.
So we're using this whole package.
That's
and there's
fine.
one piece left, and I'm going to eat it.
Okay. We're putting in a tablespoon of everything bagel seasoning is what I'm using today.
Is this one going in the oven too, Deb?
It will, yes. I'll leave the oven on. A dash of woo-woo sauce, Worcestershire. I'm going to
Woo-woo.
Just a dash of sauce. That might have been 2 dashes. And then onion powder, and it is a half a tablespoon for me because I am just doing half. But your recipe for a whole is 1. I'm just estimating half there. Then we're going to stir this all up together. Now, the recipe says these top part of the bun should have mayonnaise on them, though.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm happy to add
I'm
more
going to flip
mayonnaise.
these over and let her put on more mayonnaise.
Wow. We need to write this date on the calendar, y'all.
I ain't going to eat them.
Debbie's giving me permission.
I ain't going to eat them.
To put what do you mean?
I can't eat them. They got mayonnaise on them.
Oh, my goodness.
Girl. If they had mustard on them, I would love them. This is what the sauce looks like. This is going to go on top. So these are going to go in the oven at 350.
Debbie, I'll pay you $1 if you'll eat one.
You got to go a whole lot more than $1.
$1.50.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Tink might pay you more. Hey, Tink, how much will you pay Debbie for eating mayonnaise?
He won't pay. He won't.
He don't have enough money, he
That's
said.
okay. All right, see if I can put these on here without touching the mayonnaise.
I help.
I got it.
Okay.
Flipping them. All right.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm going to put my sauce on top.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to brush it on.
Okay.
And then we're going to put the lid on and let them set for about 5 minutes. Just let them get kind of soaked in the butter sauce. So you can imagine the butter sauce, what it's going to do to the top of to the top bun.
Yummy, yummy.
And then as they cook, they're going.
They smell good
I can smell that Dijon in
I
them.
can too.
Go ahead and
Really great coupon.
Okay, so that's all this batch of sliders takes.
That's it.
That's it, and so let's show them up close. This is slider number 2, ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese sliders,
We're
y'all.
going to put a lid on this and let them set so that they can get kind of soaked up with that Dijon mustard sauce. And then we're going to cook them in the oven for, I think it's 10 minutes. I'll have to confirm the 10 minutes. And then everything is going to be coming together, ready to eat. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Hey everybody, we're back. We have our sliders 2 ways out of the oven. Here is, this was slider number 2, the ham and cheese sliders. Let me get one out of my pan here. I think I got to cut through it just a little bit more. It's got a lot of good looking ham on there and cheese.
All that ham and cheese I put on there.
And it smells
yummy. That, y'all.
And it does have mayonnaise on it, remember that. There's one. There's another one. And then we've also got our Krystal burgers out. Here they are, it might be hot.
Here's the Krystal burgers.
And they've been in the oven, and our cheese is melted. You can see some cheese melted. We've got our mustard pickle on that. Yummy. Yummy.
Yes.
Yummy.
I can't wait. So I'm here for the burger. And I'm here for the slider.
Sliders, 2 ways. Krystal burgers and ham and cheese. What do you want to try first, Mo?
Let's try the ham and cheese.
I'm just going to let you try those. You know,
Okay, because you eat them all the time.
Well, I'm not a mayonnaise person, so I won't eat that one. You never go wrong with these.
Perfect.
That's these. We let them set, cooked in the oven for, did we put 10 minutes? 10 minutes. And we let them set for a few more minutes so that yummy buttery goodness can sink up into the bread. So that's what helps to make these really, really good. Now it's time to try our Krystal. I will eat these.
This one has cheese on it.
And this one, oh, you wanted one without cheese.
That's okay.
Well, cheese or not, mine does not.
That's really good.
Mine tastes just like a Krystal.
Mine tastes better than a Krystal.
That onion cooked in there, I promise, that is the best part of it. And then the pickle,
Very good.
it's Dill hamburger pickles. That just made this taste. I was just so pleasantly surprised. They are so, so yummy. Right? You gotta try them. Sliders 2 ways.
Give it a try, y'all. It's easy. Your family will love it. Bye.